Hello. It has been quite some time since I've given a general life update. I think since winter. So I think it's time. So strap in. A few things. My hair is gone. It feels so good. It feels so fresh and new. And yeah, I feel energetically like I'm starting something new, even though I don't quite know what that is. I have been, for the last months, living in this cozy, tiny cabin in the woods. It's been a real delight. I am still at Ängsbacka. With my last update, I had been planning to return to the US for some things, and unfortunately the resources, well, fortunately in some ways, the resources just didn't show up for me to be able to get there in a way that wouldn't have created a lot of constriction within myself, without like borrowing money, which didn't feel good considering I don't trust my ability to pay it back in a way that would feel good. Yeah, and so I stayed here, and I was invited to be the pastry chef or the lead cake baker for the Summer Festival Center at Ängsbacka in Sweden, and it's been such a delight. Yeah, very surprising to me how good it's felt to step into this role. I've always loved baking. When I was a kid, I would bake blueberry muffins on the weekends, and have loved baking cookies for a long time. And so many things. When I would have my movie nights, I would always make a big themed dessert I was very proud of. And I would have friends throughout the years, like, eat some of the things I'd make and say, oh, you should open a bakery one day. And I would just kind of hear that and just like brush it off. Like, I'm not a baker. And it's gone so well. I have been able to, both with using some of the existing legacy recipes here and creating my own and working with some others from the community to develop some different recipes. We have had a wider variety of cakes in our cafe than we ever have. So many colors, so many textures and flavors, and like different dietary niches. And yeah, I've gotten incredibly positive feedback, which has felt really amazing. And yeah, relative to coffee sales for the summer, cake sales are up about 30% over the past 2 years in the cafe. Yeah, which feels very validating. Yeah, and all of that goes to help fund the operations of this nonprofit festival and course center. Yeah, allowing us to keep offering these courses and festivals and allowing people like me to live here in community. Yeah, it's still basically a volunteer role. I get very small remuneration, 1,000 krona a month, which is about 100 euros or $90. So quite minimal. And that's enough for me to pay my small phone bill most of the time and to get a few grocery items that I enjoy for making some of my own things, besides the meals that are offered 3 times a day. Yeah, so that's felt really good. This exchange has felt really good to me. And something that has arisen within me quite a few times throughout the summer, yeah, that I've been in a lot of process around, like my sense of value, my own perception of my value, and also a fear that has been a recurring fear that has painted some of the ways I've found myself navigating things that have arisen. Is this fear of becoming a penniless, homeless vagabond beggar. A fear that in some ways feels quite real. It feels very possible, in some ways perhaps even probable, that I will have a chapter where that's true, in some form. And in some ways that feels like the most terrifying thing, while also feeling in other ways kind of a little bit exciting. Yeah, and I'm going to circle back to that, because it has something to do with what's immediately next for me. Stay tuned. Yeah, and I've been very drawn for a number of years to the idea of the gift economy, of not doing things, so like for monetary motivation, but like offering what I have to offer because it feels good to offer it, and asking for and receiving what I need and trusting that it will arrive. There was a book I read a couple years back called The Service Berry by Robin Wall Kimmerer. She is best known for braiding sweetgrass. But yeah, it's a very short book that really, presents the gift economy and this idea of like being in reciprocity. She paints it very, very beautifully, very powerfully. And I've got a friend here, who has for the last 4 years been living in the gift economy. For the first couple of years of that, he tried to avoid money completely. In more recent years, he has started accepting monetary gifts, but also very freely giving from whatever he might have. And he travels either by hitchhiking or by people offering rides or transportation, to go where he's either drawn or is invited, to offer some of what he has to offer. He's developed some workshops, and doesn't request payment. Instead, just asks for those that participate, if they would like to help meet his needs. He's created this whole WhatsApp group that he posts in if he finds a material need, to post it in this group. And most of the time, it feels really good for them to help him meet that request. In this model, this example, I have found very, very inspiring. And, and circling back to my own sense of value, I have grown in recent years much more comfortable with allowing myself to just be, sometimes, to recognize how valuable and important that is to me, to my well-being, my mental and emotional health, my joy, my relationship to myself, as opposed to like doing all the time. And even though I recognize the value to myself in me just being, I struggle quite a bit still, actively, to see and believe and trust the value to others in me just being. I perceive my value to others and to communities, to organizations, as what I can do. Like for instance, like right now, like I'm like baking cakes, like that's a doing. That's something I didn't trust myself to do. I didn't think of myself as a baker, but other people saw it in me and invited me to try, and yeah, and it's been great. I also very much see my value in what I can do that I spent my entire 20-year corporate career doing, which was coming into organizations or to operations and seeing the big picture, seeing the way all the different pieces related and connected to one another, and being able to see how like an innovative tweak here and an innovative tweak here could really help with relatively small effort, could help the overall health. And I did that time and time again. And I was well compensated in the corporate world when I was doing that to help maximize the profits of these shareholders at the time. Yeah, and that motivation, stopped feeling good to me quite some time ago. And so I have this desire, this longing to offer that to an organization that I really enjoy and like what they're doing, and believe in what they're doing. And so far, it hasn't really aligned for me to be in a role here or elsewhere where I can offer that. And so that's affected my own sense of like the value of what I have to offer, feeling like, well, this is what I have to offer. This is what I can do that's really valuable. And I know it's valuable. And yet that's not so far been what's been wanted from me. And so it's created this kind of internal thing of like, well, then am I really even valued here? And I was expressing this to one of the managers here the other day, because I had felt a little sad that it's still, despite us kind of being in conversations around some possibilities for some months, that it still wasn't lining up for me to offer these aspects of what I can do in a formal role, in a formal capacity. But she had told me that like I was so valued here, and how much they love having me here. And I shared that felt, I was struggling, that was feeling a little incongruous, a little empty. And so I asked if she could share like what she means when she expresses that I'm valuable and that I'm valued, that she sees me as valuable. And she shared for about 10 minutes, like, it brought tears to my eyes. Like it was so beautiful of just the way that she expressed. I feel self-conscious saying some of these, but just like the ways that she saw this wisdom that I hold, and the way I can see so many different perspectives and can just diffuse situations and can just bring a calmness to a field. I'm not gonna expand on these a lot in this video, but it felt so special to me to hear this, to hear her express how she valued my being, and how she sees my being in the field here, in the community here, as having so much value beyond what I am doing, beyond the specific things I can like consciously choose to offer, versus just how and who I am. Yeah, and there's a lot of me that really, really struggles to believe these. Like, I hear her say this, and it feels true. And for me to like rest in the truth of that feels much, much more difficult. So to start tying these pieces together, this desire and inspiration for the gift economy to be more in that. This, trying to lean into trusting and believing in my value, in my worth, in my being, and not in just my doing. And me noticing how I have been, a bit constricted at times when I find myself in this fear of being this moneyless, homeless, vagabond beggar. I've decided to lean in to that, and not long term, but to lean in for a bit so that I can embrace that fear, navigate it so that it maybe stops being quite so powerful. So on Sunday, I will be departing for roughly 2 weeks on a moneyless hitchhiking adventure. I am going to be visiting some friends along the way. I will also probably be meeting lots and lots of strangers. My aim is to navigate from where I am in central Sweden down through Denmark and into Germany and visit Berlin. I've never been, and I've got a friend there. We've been trying to meet up for some years now, and I'm going to get to stay with them. And and I'm going to try to do it without any money. A friend has offered, and I've accepted, a donation so that I can have plenty of data on my eSIM for my phone. So I will have my phone, and I will be able to have maps and be in touch and everything. And I've got some friends I'm sharing my location with, and I'll be taking pictures of license plates of those who give me rides and sending that to some friends. And hitchhiking in Europe is much, much more common than in the States, and generally considered quite safe. To not have a reliable, consistent place to have over my head, and to not have the funds to buy myself food, and to be relying on my ability to ask and to be met and to be given to. I'm going to lean in. I'm going to embrace it. And I'm going to have conversations, share conversations and insights, and maybe people will find my company valuable and will want and feel delighted to feed me and to house me. And I will have some camping gear with me. We'll see how that goes. And then I'll be coming back here. And the plan right now is that I will be the breakfast chef for the fall, which again will be a little bit of a stretch for me, but I'm also feeling quite excited to try that, to explore that. And then I don't know what's next, which is scary and exciting. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I will fill you in as I make my way.